again and welcome to another Pilates session. Today we are going to be thinking about our knees and our elbows a little bit and trying to move those 2 points towards each other. So that will mean that we'll be doing maybe a little bit more flexion in our tummy, and there might be a little bit more flexion at the hips. If that's too much, don't worry about getting those points to touch, just do what you can. Alright, so let's focus on our good posture before we start. I'd like you to feel, starting from your feet, that they are as flat on the floor as they can be. So you can feel your heels on the ground, you can try and get a sense of your big toe on the floor and your little toe as well. If you were barefoot, we try to get a sense of suctioning up the instep of the foot. So we've got tripods of the feet making contact with the floor. Tracking up from the feet, the knees, in particular the middle of the knee, is lining up with the second toe. So we're trying not to roll the knees in and trying not to turn them out, but just a parallel. We're sitting on our two sit bones at the bottom of the pelvis. We're trying not to slump and lean into the back of the chair, nor are we trying to lean a long way forward. And if you have arms on your chair, you're going to try not to put your elbows onto them so that your arms are just resting nice and comfortably on your legs. Okay, so now we're going to think about those lovely abdominals. The idea here is that we're pulling the navel into the spine. So we're not changing the position of the bones. We're just thinking of a suction or a sense of connection going on through the middle of the body. So you're pulling your navel at the front to your spine at the back, and we try and do scoop or suction or hollow. Not so much it makes you hold your breath, but just that sense of drawing in. And once you get that sense of drawing in, it's actually a bit awkward to slump. You want to sit up nice and tall. So this muscle is like your natural corset going all the way through the middle of the body. And as soon as you sit upright, it means it's easier to access your diaphragm, your breathing muscle that just sits in the bottom of the rib cage. So the diaphragm sits there, and it's at the bottom of the lungs, which are all the way up to almost the sort of shoulders, really. They're kind of attached just below them. So we've got a lot of air, or a lot of space that we can get air into. So we're going to try our best to breathe deeply. Try not to do short little sniffy breaths, and try not to kind of do gasping breaths, okay? Looking for a smooth breath in and a smooth breath out. And it's that exhale that helps us to think about pulling our navel into our spine. So we've got our breathing, we've got our deep abdominals, and that's going to help us then set our upper body posture. You can take your hands on the legs, and we'll just circle the shoulders around a couple of times to try and set our shoulders down our back. Rather than feeling a little bit rounded forwards, we want to feel that we draw the shoulders all the way back. Head is right on top of the spine, so we're not hanging forward into the shape, always popping the head back. My image for you today is like you've got a cup of tea balanced on your head. You want to keep your gaze up, and you don't want to let that tea spill by dropping the chin down. Alright, so let's just circle those shoulders all the way around, twice more. And let's just sit nice and tall and think about our breathing. We inhale into the ribs. We exhale, thinking about pulling the navel into the spine. Again, we inhale into the ribs. We exhale to pull the navel into the spine. Let's go again. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to do a shoulder shrug as we inhale. Up come the shoulders, and exhale, down go the shoulders. Inhale, up come the shoulders, exhale, down go the shoulders. Inhale, up come the shoulders, exhale, down go the shoulders. Let's add in heels. Inhale, heels up, shoulders up. Exhale, heels down, shoulders down. Inhale, shoulders up, heels up. Exhale, shoulders down, heels down. Inhale, heels up, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down, heels down, and again, inhale. Heels up, shoulders up, exhale, shoulders down, heels down. Very nice. We're going to bring those arms out in front of you, flex at the elbows so we're stacking one arm on top of the other. We're going to take a little bit of rotation, so the whole body is going to move as one unit. Using your breath, we're going to exhale to twist one way, and we're going to inhale to come back to the center. Exhale, twist the other way, and then come back to center. Now you've got a second cup of tea. So one's on your head, so you're keeping your head nice and upright. The other one is on your forearm. So we're keeping our upper arms or our lower arms very stable. We're going to go again. Nice. And now we're going to keep doing that, but cross the arms. We're going to go the other way first. So we breathe out to twist. We breathe into center. We breathe out to twist. We breathe into center. We're still thinking about abdominals. We twist. Inhale, center. Breathe out, twist. Inhale, center. We are going to go again. Twist. And center. One more time, twist. And center. Pop your arms down. Give them a little bit of a breather. Okay, now we're going to do a tilt of the shape. So if you have that cup of tea, it's like you're going to spill all of the contents out of that tea to one side, all right? So we're going to tilt, and the whole spine is going to move as well. So we're going to tilt to one side and come back center. Tilt to the other side and come back center. Now if it's too much, because it is quite a lot of abdominal strength, to hold your arms here, you are allowed to have a hand down on the chair or both hands down on the chair if you like. Swap your arms. Let's go back to the side we just went to. Little tilt. So I think of exhaling, inhale, center. Exhaling, inhale, center. Let's go again. Exhaling, inhale, center. One more time. Exhaling, inhale, center, and rest down. Circle those shoulders. Okay, so all of that's happened with the pelvis down nice and heavy. We're now going to do a little bit of lifting up of those hips. And in fact, I'm going to shift forward just a little bit in my chair, as it's going to make it a little bit easier to lift up one hip. So I use this idea that you've sat on a cushion or something like that, and you're trying to move it out of the way to lift a hip. Move it out of the way to lift the other hip. Now I've got my feet flat on the floor as I'm shifting and lifting here. Up with one hip. Again, lots of abdominal work happening. Lift the hip and lift the hip. Brilliant. Let's go for 4 more. Lift the hip 3 more. Lift the hip 2 more. Lift the hip 1 more, and then have a little pause. Okay, let's move our way down our legs. Now we've done heel raises. If you would like, you can stay with that. Otherwise, we're going to try and lift a knee. Nice strong tummy. You can put your hands on the chair to make it easier. I'm just going to keep them on my legs, and I'm going to strong tummy, lift up a leg, pop it down. 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 Let's go for 4 more alternating leg lifts. 3, 2, and 1, and pause. All right, now this is where we're going to add in our elbow and our knee connection, okay? So you can lean forwards to get your elbow to your knee, but you always have to come back to upright in between every one, okay? Let's see how we go. So arms at the ready, this elbow, this knee. Let's do 8. Here we go. Lift and tap, 8 and 7. So we're getting a bit of twisting in the torso, a bit of flexion in the torso. Flexion at the hips as well. Lots to coordinate. We got 1 to go on each side, and then we're going to pause. Good. Circle the shoulders all the way round, and then back the other way. Okay, so we're still going to work with our elbow to knee connection, but now we're going to do repeaters, which means we're going to do the same side. We're going to try and give ourselves a little bit more of a diagonal reach this time. So I'm going to reach my arm all the way out and my foot off to the side. From there, I'm going to bring elbow to knee, stretch it out. Let's do 8. In and stretch, in and stretch. Now, if this is too much, go back to the previous exercise or just lift your knee. Don't have to put it all together. You're working pretty hard through the center. This is 6. We've still got 2 more to go. In, reach away, in, reach away, and then have a little rest. Okay, let's try on the other side. So this arm is going to reach out, that leg is going to tap out. Deep breath in, they're going to come in together, and then reach. We've got 8 to go. In and reach. In and reach. Remember, you can modify if it's too much. Don't bring the arm into it, just do the leg. Or keep yourself a bit more in the center, like we did before. I think we've got 4 to go. We're going to go 3. We're going to go 2. We're going to go 1, and then we're going to pause and rest. Nice. Okay, so for our rest, we're going to focus a little bit on our wrists. So you can sit yourself back a little bit more in the chair if you would like to. Just going to hold my arms out at the side, and before I move the wrists, I'm just going to stretch on out through my fingers. So I'm doing a little scrunch and an open, a scrunch and an open, a scrunch and an open, a scrunch and an open. Good, we're going to do just 4 more of these, trying to make small hands and wide hands. I often do my eyes as I do my hands. Okay, then we're going to try and move through each finger connecting to the thumbs. 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And again, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And again, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And again, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Good. Okay, so now we're going to do a scrunch and open, and then a 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. A scrunch and open, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. All right, here we go with those hands. Scrunch and open, tap 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And again, scrunch and open, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And again, scrunch and open, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And again, scrunch and open, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And rest. Good. Circle your shoulders all the way around. Well done. Now we're doing wrist circles. So you can be a scrunch or an open, I don't mind which. Circle them all the way around and all the way around. Just whatever direction makes sense to you. Don't overthink it. Just try and get those wrists to circle. Now we are also sitting with our beautiful posture. You can still think of that idea of having that cup of tea on your head, so you're keeping the back of the neck lovely and long as you move. We're going to go in the other direction, so we're going to reverse those circles around, reverse those circles around, reverse them around, reverse them around. Lovely. We're going to go for 4 more. Circling 3, circling 2, circling 1. Excellent. And then just give that a little bit of a breather. Okay, let's take those lovely stretched out fingertips on the shoulders. We're going to bring those elbows all the way around. So we are circling our shoulders, but I'm thinking of drawing some big circles with each of my elbows. Now I don't know if you can hear in the background, but my chickens have just started clucking around, so they're making a big old noise, which probably means that there's a cat in the garden, which isn't a threat, but does mean that they make quite a lot of noise. Let's go the other way round, circling all the way round and all the way round. And you are trying to bring those elbows towards each other if you can. So try to give a big stretch through the back of the body, really releasing some of those muscles that get very fixed and tight. 2 to go, 1 to go, and then let's pause. Excellent. All right, we'll leave the upper body alone for a little bit. We're going to focus on our lower body, and particularly thinking of turning out these thigh bones, okay? So the moment they're in parallel, I'm going to get you to lift up your toes and turn them out. Lift up your toes and turn them back to parallel. So we're going turning out, and I'm pivoting on my heels at this point. We are going to mix it up, of course. And although I'm thinking about what my toes are doing, I'm trying to feel like the movement is happening right on at the hip. And the knee is just following everything else that's happening. It's not leading the movement. Movement actually starts up here. Okay, 1 more. Open, close, Now, you are going to keep your toes on the ground and you're going to pivot on your toes. So lift up the heels and squeeze your heels together. Lift up your heels and come back to parallel. I'm actually going to sit forward. It's going to be a little bit easier for me. Lift up the heels and squeeze them together, turning the legs out. Lift them up and parallel. Lift them up, turn them out. Lift them up and parallel. Lift them up and turn them out. Lift them up. Strong tummy, beautiful posture as we're moving. Good. So we never bring those knees together. We're always keeping them following the line of the feet, but actually always starting in at the hip. We'll go one more. All the way back to parallel. Good. And then you can have a little rest and a little breather. Okay, let's do some putting things together, shall we? Because that's always a nice way to just check that the brain is working. Okay, so we're going to do 2 wrist circles one way, 2 wrist circles the other way. We're going to bring our fingertips to our shoulders. 2 circles one way, 2 circles the other way. We're going to rest our hands on our legs. We're going to spin on our heels and open and close. That makes 1. That makes 2. And then we're going to turn on our toes and do another 2. Okay? Wrists, elbows, and then legs. Okay? Sit up tall, tummy in. Here we go. Circling and circling. Let's change direction. Circling and circling. Fingertips to shoulders. All the way round. All the way round. We'll go the other way. All the way round. And all the way round. Good. And then we're going to spin on your heels to turn your legs out. Bring them in. Again. Turn them out. Bring them in. Good. Then we're going to spin on our toes and bring the heels together. And apart. Heels together. And apart. And pause. Okay. One more thing to add. We've got the wrists. We've got the elbows. We've got the spinning on the heels. We've got the spinning on the toes. Then we're going to go elbow to knee. And elbow to knee. We're going to go back to our alternating. We're going to do 4 to finish with. What do you think? I'm sure we can do it. Remember, you modify. You do what you can. If it all goes wrong, don't worry about it. Just breathe and sit beautifully tall. Starting with our hands. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Circle. And circle. Let's go the other way. Circle and circle. Fingertips onto shoulders. Circle and circle. Let's go the other way. Circle and circle. We're going down to our legs. Spin on those heels. Turn out. Turn in. Turn out. Turn in. Let's now squeeze the heels. Turn out. Turn in. And again, turn out. Here we go. Last bit. Elbow to knee. Elbow to knee. Elbow to knee, and elbow to knee. How do we go? Pretty good? Give your shoulders a bit of a circle round. I think we need a little bit of a breather after all of that. So we're going to have some nice neck stretches to finish with today. Okay, so first of all, we're just going to drop the chin to the chest so we look at our belly, and then bring the gaze upright. Let's do that 3 more times. Chin to chest, and bring the gaze upright. Lovely. Chin to chest. And bring the gaze upright. Again, chin to chest. Okay, then we're going to incline. So I'm going to go ear to shoulder and upright. And I'm going to go the other way. Nice. Now, as you're doing this, if there's any pain, you don't want to push yourself into the movement at all. Just go in the range that is comfortable for you. Nice. We've got 1 more to go on each side. So we're inclining our head, and then we're going to turn our head. So we're going to go for 4 on each side all together. So that was 1 set. Looking one way, looking the other way. Nice easy breathing, beautiful tall spine. Looking one way, and the other way. We've got 1 to go. Each way. Nice. All right, so hopefully that feels loose. We're now going to hold a stretch. If you would rather just keep it moving, you can repeat what we've done. So I'm going to go back to letting my ear drop to one shoulder, and the other hand is going to reach down to the floor like I was trying to reach for, I don't know, a cushion I dropped. I'm not going to lean into it. I'm just going to stretch my hand down. My head's going the other way. So all of this connective tissue through the neck is getting a stretch. If anybody finds it tingly, it fuzzy or buzzy, release your hand and just do the head bit. The hand does make quite a difference. We're going to stay there as we take a deep breath in and as we breathe out. And then to come out, rest your hand down, draw your chin to your chest and come up in the center. Lovely. So let's do the other side. Ear to the other shoulder, and then if you can, your hand reaches down. Now, in fact, physios often teach this and they call it the penguin stretch, because this arm here, you can flex up that hand so it's a little bit like a flipper. Again, if that makes it a little bit too tingly, don't worry about the hand. Keep it straight or bring the hand out of it completely and rest it on your leg. So go at your own pace, find an option that's working for you. We're going to stay here for 2 more breaths. Deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. And then we'll all roll the chin to the chest and bring the head up. All right, that's us done for today. Thank you for joining me again. It's always lovely to work with you. I hope you've got a lovely sunny day where you are, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.